You do have to investigate. I mean, they say it's like not investigating the teacher is like jumping from a precipice, and not investigating the student is like drinking poison. It's so true. If you take on students and you haven't checked them out first, and what does that mean? See they're sincere, what their motivation is. You know, for those students, it might just be purely transactional. And it's the same with the teacher. So you should take your time first to investigate a teacher, and only once you have confidence, and then rely on them. Of course, it's different for your Dharma friends. Dharma friends are able to rely on each other with less kind of risks involved. The first step you need to do is you need to make aspiration. You have to make this firm wish to meet your teacher of this life. And it's primarily based on that, then opportunities will arise. You don't have to think about some mystical process of making prayer to God. But when you make this commitment and you reinforce it, what happens is your eyes are open. They're always waiting to recognize the Guru of your life. And then you will have a much better chance. In Milarepa's own life story then, he met Marpa, but didn't realize it was Marpa. Milarepa was searching for the Guru of his life. When he first heard the name Marpa Lotsawa, then he sort of went into a kind of trance kind of thing, the way they explain it. And then he went searching for him. And he came to this area of, Lodrak, where he's from, and he met a farmer. And this farmer was actually Marpa, but Marpa didn't reveal himself. And Milarepa said, I'm looking for Marpa. And Marpa would say, well, I'll go get him for you, but you mow this field for me. And he gave him a bottle of beer, this kind of keg of beer, and left. Now, Milarepa didn't realize that was Marpa, but because of that, he had this kind of, he spaced out. He nearly fainted, right? He had this kind of special feeling. It was the same with Gampopa when he met Milarepa, or when he approached Milarepa. And so by making this aspiration, you're kind of open to recognizing that. And then your kind of, we could say, inner heart will speak to you. So aspiration is really, really, really important. And then on top of that, then you have to kind of sincere and apply yourself. And you should always make the 7 branches, right? So these offerings and prostrations, all these things. Engage in virtue, whatever that be, or engage in your practice, because it's by engaging in your practice that these doors will open. This is something I found in my own life in the past. You know, the things work themselves out once you've made that commitment, and when you start applying yourself, then karma kind of ripens. Well, that's what happened for me. And it's this ripening of karma which will take care of things. Everything will go along almost spontaneously. However, if you're not sincere, if you're lazy, if you've got mixed motivations or mixed with self-concern, then you'll get taken away down false paths. And that's what's happening to most people these days. Really, their motivation is, I want to be happy, I want to escape my suffering. They're only thinking about themselves and not others. And so they meet these teachers who say, you don't have to worry, you're all in Buddha, there's nothing to do, just listen to me, give me a bit of money, and you'll have a wonderful experiences of peace and well-being. And it's transactional, so that's what you get. You're getting what you asked for. But if you're looking for transcendence, to transcend the mundane world, and not only that, to do it, to make the world, let's say, better for everyone else, or if you're a Mahayanist, then to liberate all beings from samsara, then that on its own is going to take care of itself. But also have worldly caution. Take a second, third look. Also speak to people who know that teacher. When they say something, don't accept it, analyze it. And then once you're confident that what they're saying is sound, doesn't seem to be any faults, then you should proceed. This is my own experience in this life. I always had this inclination towards Buddhism, even though I'd never even met a Buddhist really in my hometown. I had this feeling, and what it was is that I would hear things that the Buddha had said, and they would always make sense and ring true. And even when I heard explanations that came from science, there was always something missing there. For example, everything started with the Big Bang. The first thing that came to my mind was, where did the Big Bang come from? Where did this, ball, this one-dimensional ball of energy come from? And so I could see that was just a temporary answer. It was provisional. And when I heard the teachings of the Buddha, then they always rang true. And so after many years of doing this, eventually I took the plunge and I committed myself to the Buddhist path and I took refuge. And that's kind of a pretty good way of doing it.